Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Out of Boston, and today I'm back for episode number 31 of my Pittsburgh Pirates franchise series here on MLB 17 The Show. So we're at the end of the month of August. I'm starting out the episode by making a roster move. Curtis Granderson, who was hitting under 200 on the season, ends up getting released. His OPS was under 700. And I call up Trace Thompson, so we get another right-handed bat on the bench, which is really what we needed in wake of calling up Torres, who had been really taking a lot of Granderson's playing time as that fourth outfielder. So we have Thompson, we have Jose Bautista on the bench, we have Oliver Wilson, and our backup catcher Tyler Stevenson. Getting into the middle of the month of September, we're 7 games up on the Cubs, really starting to pull away from them. So I'm not too worried about fitting in another Cubs-Pirates matchup this regular season. I'm sure, you know, people are probably getting a little tired of seeing the Cubs in these episodes, but they just do so happen to be the team that we predominantly go head-to-head against with, you know, kind of the division on the line. The last couple of years, obviously, we've been battling both teams with very good records, but this year, both teams not with quite as good of records as we had last year, both kind of in the low 100s, but this year, it's looking like both teams are going to be more in the upper 90s. I think we entered this game like 90 and 60 or 90 and 59 or something like that, so probably not going to win 100 games this time around, but still Chicago definitely taking a step back, and we are taking advantage by opening up a lead. So this is going to be likely the last regular season episode unless we really start to collapse kind of like the last week of September and the Cubs make one more run. But we're playing a Boston team that enters this matchup 4 games under 500, still with a pretty good top half of the roster. You see Chris Sale on the mound as Sanchez takes him to right field. That's going to get down for extra bases as the run will score. But they have Sale still, they have Xander Bogaerts, Mookie Betts, Jackie Bradley, Andrew Benintendi, some guys like that, some names that, you know, everyone sort of knows and respects around the league, but then after that, it's definitely a big drop-off on this roster. They have guys like Travis Jankowski playing first base, some guy named Justin O'Connor I'd never heard of catching for them. They have Pablo Sandoval playing third base, and Brandon Drury actually getting to start at second base tonight as Pedroia, who will show up as a pinch hitter later. I don't know if he actually makes it into the video, but he pinch hit later in the game. He is either getting the night off, or perhaps Drury is even just replacing him as a second baseman now. I mean, maybe not out of the realm of possibility completely, as we are in season number 3 now in Pedroia, and definitely an aging player. But this is a pretty good pitching matchup. Garrett Cole, Chris Sale. This is actually the pitching matchup from episode 1 way back when, or I guess, I don't know if it would have been episode 1 or 2, but the first game I ever played in this franchise was Sale versus Cole opening day in year number 1. As Bautista going the other way, he never goes the other way. In fact, he just hit his first opposite field home run in like 2.5 years, I think last week. And you can see there was no one playing over there, so he easily strolled into second base. That was actually a ground rule double. And then Torres had a chance to bring him in there with a little flare to left center, but Bogaerts backtracked it and made the play. Now later in the game, look at Bogaerts making a really nice defensive play to get the speedy Marte on the sort of Jeter throw right there from deep in the hole at short. So it's still 1-0 Pittsburgh in the top of the third. Polanco is up next. He's going to strike out on that slider. The game calls it a slider. It's really more of like a slurve that Sale throws, but always so tough to hit on lefties from that angle. And now it is Garrett Cole's turn. He actually is going to walk Brett Phillips right there, as the walks were kind of a problem with Cole tonight. He would end up walking, I think, 4 or 5 batters before the night was over. He walks a pair this inning, and it's going to come back to bite him because Jackie Bradley goes up the middle for a base hit just past the outstretched glove of Brandon Crawford. And the runners were on the move on the pitch, so it's an easy RBI single for the Red Sox. Jackie Bradley Jr. ties the game up at 1 on the first base hit of the night for Boston. Next batter, Xander Bogaerts. He bounces this one back towards the pitcher, Cole, who takes one step to his left and makes the throw in time for the third and final out. So Cole's out of the inning. But the one hit is all it takes for the Red Sox to tie this game back up. So now, top half of the fourth, Sale going back to work, striking out Thames on the slider over the plate. Now with a man on and Jose Bautista at the dish, he grounds this one right at the shortstop Bogaerts. Easy 6-4-3 double play for the Red Sox infield. Gets Sale out of the inning. And on to the bottom half of the fourth we go. This is Brandon Drury at the dish with a 3-2 count. He's going to hit one, falling fast in center, but Marte using the speed and showing off the defensive ability there as he gets to that one seemingly with ease. Now Crawford up in the 5th. He hits one well to left field. And that's what Crawford likes to do against lefties, sort of slap the ball the other way. But that was hit right at Benintendi, the left fielder. And then later on in the inning, it's Torres striking out there for the second out of the inning. And now with 2 down, Marte up and a man on. And he's just going to be looking at that fastball that goes back into the zone. Good location on the 2-seamer from Sale. Looks like it was going to be above the zone, and then it sort of rode it back in at the last moment for strike 3 looking. Now it's Phillips up later. He is going to strike out to get things going in the bottom half of the 5th now with a man on. That strike 3 swinging, a runner going, throw down not in time, so the man advances to second with 2 outs in the inning as the umpire does a little glitchy dance there. Shout out to everyone who caught that. Now Benintendi up next. He lines one, but Crawford makes the play, just moving to his left. And that's good for the 3rd and final out. So on to the 6th we go. Still just 1 hit for the Red Sox tonight. It's Gary Sanchez. He's got his 2nd hit of the night off of Chris Sale, as that's going to put a man on for Eric Thames, up with 1 out in the inning. Sale from the set. That's a hanging breaking ball. Thames takes the deep right field. The right fielder going back on it. He won't make the play. Betts plays it off the wall, gets it in quickly. Sanchez slowly rounding second, heading for 3rd, and he's out. Sanchez had to hold up to make sure the ball wasn't going to be caught. Was close to second base and then took a while to round second base. And he's actually thrown out at 3rd. Now later in the inning, 2 on and 2 out for Bautista, who cranks one to deep center field. Bradley all the way back at the wall, reaches up and makes the play for the 3rd and final out. So the Pirates getting awfully close to pushing across that 2nd run and retaking the lead, but instead the game remains tied at 1. Bradley striking out on the high fastball there. Now Cole facing Drury, and he's got his 2nd K of the inning to get out of the 6th. So still just 1 hit. Now 4. I think the walk total was up to 4 at this point for Cole, so we had been allowing some guys on the bases. Here is the 2nd hit of the day for the Red Sox. Pablo Sandoval hitting this one towards center. That's going to be a base knock. Now it is Phillips up next, the 3-1 count. He swings at that one. That was kind of low. Could have been ball 4, but he's going to reach anyway because Sanchez took a while to get to that one. And Phillips uses the speed, so 2 on, no 1 out. Jankowski bunting this one. Bunts it a little too hard as Vina is going to get the out at 2nd. But the go-ahead run does advance to 3rd. So 2 men on for Justin O'Connor, the number 9 man, and Cole is going to issue his 5th walk of the night. I was pitching very much around O'Connor right there because I knew I had the reliever Tony Watson warming up in the bullpen to face the next 2 lefties in the Red Sox lineup, Benintendi and Bradley. And this was going to be a favorable matchup for me, so I was ready for this one, and I strike out Benintendi with Watson for the 2nd out. Now it's Bradley up with a 2-2 count. Bases still juiced, but Bradley grounding this one to the first baseman Thames, so we'll step on the bag and get the Pirates out of the jam right there. Tony Watson comes in and keeps the game tied. Now it's Tyler Matzek, the former Colorado Rocky, on the mound for the Red Sox in the 8th. And that is Gregory Polanco stealing 2nd, so a man in scoring position with 1 out for Gary Sanchez. Matzek from the stretch, and he fools Sanchez there with the high curveball. Kind of caught him off guard, I guess. Was looking for something else, probably looking for the fastball there. Thames down with 2 outs, flicking this one towards left, but Benintendi makes the catch on the run right there for the 3rd and final out. So on to the bottom half of the 8th, Watson would get the leadoff man Bogarts. Then we turn to Roberto Osuna for the 2nd straight episode, and he is going to strike out Mookie Betts there on the changeup for the 2nd out of the inning. Now on to the 9th we go, still tied up at 1 out in this inning, and it's Brett Phillips striking out on the heater from Osuna, 2 down, as we are an out away from heading to extra innings. And we are going to head to extra innings as Jankowski strikes out on the off speed from Osuna. As, like I said, that sends us to the 10th. Matzek still on the mound for Boston. It's Torres leading things off, hitting this one well to left center. And he's going to have himself extra bases. A little lefty on lefty crime right there as Torres slides into second base, beating the throw from Benintendi. The leadoff man aboard for Pittsburgh this inning. Marte up now. He's going to ground one towards the shortstop. Torres trying to mess with Bogarts. He's going to end up going to 3rd on the delay. The throw is not in time. Some heady base running by Torres. He gets to 3rd base with just 1 out. That pulls the infield in, and that is going to allow Polanco to just pull this one over the second baseman's head there on the 3-1 count. That could have been ball 4, to be honest, as it looked like it might have run out of the zone, the breaking ball, but instead Polanco pokes it into right field for a base hit. He would actually steal 2nd and 3rd, but he's not going to be able to score here because Sandoval grabs that hard ground ball from Gary Sanchez for the 2nd out. Now 2 down for Eric Thames, facing a full count, and Thames is going to ground this one softly to the second baseman Drury. His throw to 1st will be in time, so we head to the bottom half of the 10th. Pirates up by a run, and it is going to be Glenn Perkins now facing those same 2 lefties we brought Watson in earlier for, as Osuna did get the 1st out of the inning. Now it's Benintendi up. He hits this one very well to right field, but he just got under it. Looks like Perkins just got that one high enough in the zone, and that's going to be good for the 2nd out of the inning. Now Bradley is up next. He's got a full count Here's the pitch from Perkins, and that is going to miss for ball 4, so the tying run on. The next man is Bogaerts. We've got the righty Derek Law warming in the bullpen, but we stick with Perkins here to face Bogaerts, who flicks this one to right field, hooking around the foul pole. It's gone! A 2-run home run for Xander Bogaerts, and the Boston Red Sox are going to win it in walk-off fashion. And that is about the cheapest of cheapy home runs you can get right there. Xander Bogaerts. I don't know that there's a shorter home run in a Major League Park than Boston's right field. Boston has a really interesting right field. It gets very deep out there pretty quickly, and that's why you saw a fly ball like Benintendi's actually stay in the yard. That was hit about 360, I would say, maybe a little less than that. But that easily could have gotten out at a number of ballparks. Xander Bogaerts' fly ball, on the other hand, that is pretty much only a home run at Fenway. Maybe Yankee Stadium. I guess Yankee Stadium is 314 down the line, but this is 310 right at the pole. But the thing with that wall out there is that it keeps going sort of in that vertical direction. So it does get pretty deeper out there very quickly, and you gotta, it's a very particular spot you gotta hit it to get a home run that cheap, and Bogaerts pretty much hit it in the perfect spot. So that was probably a 315-foot home run right there for the X-Man, and not even a bad pitch from Bogaerts. I felt good against Bogaerts with a lefty because his ratings aren't actually that much better against lefties. And Perkins, I felt pretty good about being able to keep the ball away from Bogaerts, which is where you want to pitch him, not inside. So I thought Perkins could kind of just work him away with that two-seamer, and that's all he was trying to do with this pitch, but Bogaerts just stays with it, flicks it the other way, and strong enough to hit it just as far as he needed to, and that does it. So the Red Sox with a 3-2 victory. Like I said, the wins and losses becoming a little bit less important for the Pirates as the season goes on, because we are still, 5 or 6 games ahead of Chicago, and we have a good chance of securing the division crown. So that is going to do it. Hope you guys did enjoy this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace.